Hey guys, it is Mike with another video. This is what the hell I watched in October. October is always a busy month because it is Halloween month. And even though I watch horror movies all year long, I kind of do, like everybody else does, kind of a binge type thing. I try to watch at least 31 horror movies. And I outdid myself this year. I watched a ton of movies, not only movies that I own, but I also watched a couple on Shudder that I am going to own because they were movies that I had thought about and didn't watch. My friend Lynn loves horror movies, some horror movies, so he had some that he wanted me to watch with him, so I watched a few of those. A lot of movies that I've seen before, or movies that I haven't watched in a long time, and then of course the old tried and true movies that I watch every Halloween, mainly Halloween movies. So, started the month out with the movie Messengers. Um, this first one is okay. This was one of my friend Lynn's movies. It was it was okay. I mean, it was watchable. I was able to kind of keep with it the whole time. So, I would give that movie probably a 2.75 out of 5. Not fantastic, not horrible, just kind of right there in the middle. Um, then we watched Messengers 2. This one was a little less enjoyable, a little kind of wacky, but still, both of these movies were new to me, so I may need to rewatch them to see my actual thoughts of them, but I gave this one a 2, just because, truthfully, there were parts of it that I didn't pay attention to because I thought it was kind of boring. Um, The next one I watch is the original Carrie. I have not watched the original Carrie in eons, and I want to do a review of the Carries. So I thought, let me go ahead and watch this first one. Like I said, it had been a long time since I've actually watched the first one, and I got a really good um, version of it now. So that was fun. I remember why I love the movie, and I remember the things that I dislike about the movie. I'm a huge Stephen King book fan. So a lot of his movies don't come off to me as well as the books. Carrie was one of them just because they had to leave so much stuff out, and then they added stuff that didn't need to be a part of it. Mainly, they killed the gym teacher in this one, which pissed me off. And I remember being pissed off when I first saw it back in the theaters way back in 1902. Um, but yeah, I still love the movie though, so it's definitely one of my favorites. Probably a 4.5 out of 5. And then I watched Carry the Rage. I haven't seen this movie since I don't know, probably 10 years. Um, and yeah, it's okay. I mean, once again, they killed off Sue Snell, which pissed me off. So um, it was interesting. You can tell it's like a later movie with the way she killed. And I never understood in this movie why all of a sudden she has like this tattoo showing up all over her skin. It really didn't add to the movie, other than you're thinking, okay, this is dumb, because it was like, I don't know, it just didn't make any sense to me. But the kills were kind of fun. The guy getting shot in the balls was pretty funny. The kid from Home Improvement. So I gave that one a 3. I mean, it's watchable, and I like a lot of the death scenes in it. So I also watched Pumpkinhead 1, 2, and 3. So I love Pumpkinhead 1. I know I got a lot of grief. I know there's a lot of people that hate it. I love it. It is one of my all-time favorite movies, so I would give that one a 4. Pumpkinhead 2, pretty good too. Probably not as good as the first one, but I did like the storyline a little bit in the second one, with the sheriff knowing who Pumpkinhead was, and the fact that Pumpkinhead did not kill the daughter because of the relationship they had in the past. I thought that was kind of nice. So that's a 3.75. And then I watched Pumpkinhead 3, because I have Pumpkinhead 3. And it was alright. Um, I would give that probably a 2.5. Not the best of the bunch, but still not bad. And then, of course, I don't have part four at all, which kind of ticks me off. So then we went on to, I went on to watch Jeepers Creepers 1, 2, and 3 because I'm going to do a review of that franchise. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the producer did or the director or the pervy guy. I don't care. I like Jeepers Creepers. I like that movie. It's one of those movies that I remember actually kind of being freaked out at the theater by, and that doesn't happen very often. It happened with Wrong Turn 1, and Jeepers Creepers, and a couple others. Of course, The Howling scared the crap out of me. Um, so yeah, Jeepers Creepers 1, definitely one of my favorites. I would give. Oh, I forgot. Pumpkin. Did I say 2.5 for Pumpkinhead 3? Jeepers Creepers 1 is one of my favorites. I'm going to give it a 4. Can I give it a 4.5? No, I think I'll leave it at 4. Jeepers Creepers 2, still fun. I like it because there's a little more action. I dislike it because we see the creeper too much, and he's almost, I don't know, when he licks that window, every time I'm like, oh, come on. The creeper would not do that. But it did. But I like a lot of the way the characters and the suspense, and yeah, it was an okay movie. I'll give that a 3.75, and Jeepers Creepers 3 is, oh God. What do you say about Jeepers Creepers 3? It was low budget, but the creeper isn't even really scary in this one. I mean, at least in the other one, you basically see him at night. Um, Not a whole lot of pictures of him, not a whole lot of shots of him in the daytime. So in the daytime, he's just like, whatever. Um, there were some cool kills in this one. That poor kid who was trying to get out of the truck and had the pole go through his head. That was pretty graphic or quick. I mean, I didn't expect that at all. Yeah, and the two kids hanging in the tree. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give that one a 3 just because I like to watch it. Another movie I haven't watched since it came out. Well, probably since I bought the VHS, if it was on VHS. I don't even remember. I don't think so. Probably the DVD was the first thing I had of this, and that's Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. I forgot how creepy that movie is and how intense that movie is. Love that movie. I'm going to give that a 3.75. I went ahead and watched Bats. I love that movie with um, Lou Diamond Phillips. Cheesy as hell, and the bats are goofy looking, but I loved it. So I would give that a 3.5. Then I watched a movie on, I want to say it was on one of my on-demand channels called The Triangle. It's about a group of kids, bats, I gave 3.5. It's about a group of people, kids, whatever, get lost in their boat, and they end up on a cruise ship, an abandoned cruise ship, and they all get killed, and then they see them, then the girl sees them coming back. So it's like it just keeps going and going and going. This movie just kept going and going and going. It just did nothing for me at all. I will never own it. I can't say that I hated it. I just kept thinking, what the fuck is going on? So, yeah, that one, maybe a 2. I'll give it a 2. Because I can't give it a 1. It wasn't that bad. I mean, the act, I don't know. Anyway, then I also watched the original, well, actually the Scream Factory version of My Bloody Valentine. One of my favorite. I know it's Halloween, but I love this movie. It's usually a part of my Halloween viewing. It was okay. Oh no, it's great. I'm sorry, it's one of my favorites. I'm looking farther down the list. So I love My Bloody Valentine. I love the remake. It's pretty good. That Scream Factory put out a lot of great behind the scenes stuff, extra stuff on that video. That's going to get a 4.5 from me. Yeah, I know. And then I went ahead and watched All Hallows Eve, The Witching Season. Those are both very good. not the best uh, anthology movies in the world, but I enjoy them. I watch All Hallows Eve all the time, every year. So I'll give that a 3.75, and I'll give The Witching Season 3.75. Of course, I watched the lowest of the Halloween movies that I own. Of course, I do not own the Rob Zombie movies, so never will they be a part of my viewing. But Halloween Resurrection, but every time I watch that, I just giggle a little. They're, God love them, they were trying to do something modern, with the whole uh, thing with the cameras and like the reality TV kind of stuff. But it, and the fact that they used a lot of the footage that those kids, they actually had cameras on them, so a lot of that footage was stuff that we saw in the movie. Um, it was just not a good movie. It's just Busta Rhymes. Come on. We have. Why didn't they show like the biggest name in the movie? I guess was Busta Rhymes, but you had Tyra Banks. Why did she not get a good death scene? I mean, she's like one of the biggest people. Who the hell ever hears of Busta Rhymes? You still hear of Tyra Banks. But yeah, that it's gonna get. I'm going to give that a 2.5. Just and yeah, just because it wasn't that great. The next one I watched was The Revenge of Michael Myers. I do like this one. I like both versions, and I watched both versions. So the theatrical cut, I like the way the dad dies in that one. At least you get to see his head explode, even though it's completely impossible. There's no way you could get enough juice to do that. But you know, it was fun, and the director needed more death, more guts and blood. So yeah, I would give that one probably a 3.5, and then the director's cut, I think, or producer's cut, I can't remember. Um, it's okay. At least you get a little bit more of the storyline, but that stupid thing on his arm. And I hated the way they killed. First of all, this just pisses me off about the Halloweens. Respect your final girls. Halloween, damn it. First of all, you kill off Rachel. Um, and then you kill off Jamie in like the most graphic, awful way. Why would you do that? So, but yeah, so the director's cut will, I'll give that a 3.2. I don't know. So then I watched Friday the 13th 1 through 4. I did not watch them on my player. I watched them on TV. Um, so yeah, just because they were on, and yeah, I wanted to watch them. Even though it was Halloween, I had to have a little Jason in my life. I love all four of those. My favorite is 4. That would get a 4. 2 would get a 4. Um, Part 3 and 1 would probably both get like 3.75s. Part 1 really is kind of, I mean, it was groundbreaking, of course, at the time, but it is the blandest of the bunch. So yeah, love it though. And then I watched Halloween 4 and 5 in that order because you can't watch Rachel get killed and then watch her be alive. So, ooh, pisses me off. But part 4 is probably one of my favorites of the Halloween franchise. So that would get a 4.25. Halloween 5, I'll give that a 3.5. And then I watched H2O, Halloween 20 Years Later. Love that movie. I don't care what anybody says. They can bite me. I enjoy Halloween 5. I always, or H2O, I've always enjoyed H2O. I think Jamie Lee is kick-ass in that movie. And yeah, so I'll give that a 4. Halloween 3, love it. Um, so yeah, that's, I know it's not a Michael Myers movie, but get over it. It's a Halloween movie. It's not a Halloween franchise movie with the Michael thing in it, but it is a Halloween movie. So yeah, I always like that one, and I will give that a 4.5. Halloween 2, one of my favorite. Uh, I'll give that a 4 point. Halloween 18, love that one too. I would give that a 3.75. And then, of course, the original Halloween. I watched that on Halloween night, always. And I also watched Hocus Pocus. Halloween 1, I'm giving that bitch a 5. Um, and then Hocus Pocus, I love Hocus Pocus. Sue me. And that's one of my favorite movies as well, so I'll give that a 4.75. I also watched Trick or Treat. Um, I watched these. That is one of my favorite anthologies. I'll give that a 4.5. I also watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I Will Always Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'm going to review those and rank them. I Know is one of my favorite movies of the franchise. That will get a 4. I Still Know, I'll give that a 3.75. I Will Always Know, I'll give that about a 2.5. I watched Lady in Black for the first time. That movie was really good. I would give that a 4.25. I watched Castle Freak for the first time. That movie, yeah, that one is a oof. I would give that a 4, I think. I don't know. I have to watch it again, but for right now, I'll leave it at a 4. I also watched Funhouse. The the back in the is it the 70s or early 80s? I can't remember, but that's always a fun movie. I love that one. I'll give that a 4. Hellfest, love that one. I'll give that a 3.75. House of Wax with our girl um, Paris Hilton. People give that movie shit. I love it. It's a good movie. So yeah, that's a 3. I'll give it a 3.5. Then I also watched Tales of Halloween, Halloween Jack, um, and All Hallows Eve. Let me see. Yeah, I already said that one. I would give those two Tales of Halloween maybe a 3, Halloween Jack maybe a 2.75, and I also watched The Beast of Bray Road, which is a fun little werewolf movie, and I don't like werewolf movies, so I'll give that a 3.75. So that's what I watched in October. I watched a lot. And this month is just as busy. So, all right, so that was my big October movie viewing session. Sorry, my friend came in and distracted me. Hope you all are well. Take care of yourselves. Bye.